Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Property Management 101. In today's video, we'll be discussing the pros of using remote access lockboxes. This video will apply best to anyone that works in the single-family management side of the industry or anyone that uses remote access lockboxes. For those of you that may not be aware what remote access lockboxes are, there are multiple companies out there that it can integrate with properties' websites, and for any vacant units, they can schedule a showing for any prospects that are interested in those units that can easily be done through the website. Now, once a prospect schedules a viewing, they will receive a code shortly before their scheduled date and time to work on that lockbox at the unit they're interested in. Once they get to the home, they will use the code that's been given to them, and they will be punching that code into a lockbox that looks something like this. Once they punch the code in, a door will open and they'll be able to gain access to the keys inside that lockbox that will give them access to the unit. And again, they're going to receive this code shortly before their scheduled date and time. I'm a big believer this is a great addition to your operations that I would highly recommend. There are a lot of great companies out there. I've used multiple different types, and I would recommend vetting out every company to figure out what works best for your assets and your processes. The number one pro that these lockboxes are going to provide to you, you're going to get more tours. By having these boxes, you will see a spike in the number of tours and showings. And think about it from this perspective. The more tours and showings that you have, the more aggressive you can be with your rates, and the faster the unit will rent. So this means less vacancy loss. This is really important to know that you're going to see a spike in this, and it may allow you to handle that vacant unit as far as pricing a little bit differently. The number two advantage to keep in mind with using these access boxes, you're going to be able to schedule tours outside of normal office times. If you're a single family management company and you don't use this type of system, you really only have two other options to schedule a tour with a prospect. The first option is you schedule a date and time with that prospect to meet them at the unit, and you give them access to the unit and answer any questions they may have. Now, this is tough because you're really going to be limited to staff's availability, and if they're already scheduled at that time, you can't schedule somewhere else at a different unit for that leasing agent, and most companies don't have unlimited amount of leasing agents, so you're always going to be capped a little bit when it comes to that. The second option is if you don't meet the resident there with a leasing agent to give them access, the prospect would actually come to your leasing office, check out a key for the unit they're interested in, drive back to the unit, tour the unit, drive back to the leasing office, and then turn the keys back in. Now, as you can imagine, this process alone, it acts as a deterrent for some prospects to even be interested, as it may be too much of a hassle to go back and forth to the office. The other dynamic is to keep in mind is sometimes in single family management, your distance between your homes that you have available may be a great distance from your leasing office. It could be 1 to 2 hours. If someone lives right up the street from a unit that you have available, they may not be willing to drive an hour to your leasing office only to drive an hour back to the unit, to drive an hour back to the leasing office, to drive an hour back to the area they live. So what's really nice about these remote access lockboxes is that it removes both these dynamics altogether. I hope you're enjoying this video so far and learning something new. If so, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. And the last pro with utilizing these remote access lockboxes is these can actually help provide and manage data for your vacant units. All of these systems I've used personally allow some great reports and automation to your vacant units. Many of these also have automatic reports that can be generated and sent out to staff and or owners. This is another great way to monitor the feedback and potential steps if the unit is not leasing. If you've not already done so, please watch my disclosure video or my why I do this video before putting any of these practices into place. And if you found this video helpful and learned something new, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. If you have any questions about this video or any of my videos, feel free to comment. I'll be happy to address them for you. Happy leasing.